Good afternoon, my YouTube viewers. It is Palestine. I'm here to make my third video, and I thought about what I wanted to make the video on, and I decided that I was going to make a video on the fact that my father was fat phobic. And so basically what happened was my father didn't like fat people, and from what I understand, his father didn't like fat people either, which was pretty sad really, because my grandmother, she was fat, which she couldn't help it because she had pneumonia when she was 12, and she had a lot of nosebleeds when she had the pneumonia, and she very nearly died. And then after she got over the pneumonia, which she never really fully recovered from, she had a weight problem all her life after that. So for her husband, my grandfather, not to like fat people wasn't really that nice. And then so my dad didn't like fat people either, and he told my mom she was fat, and she wasn't fat. My mom was born in 1942, and there wasn't enough food to eat, and I saw pictures of her and my dad both after, when my sister and I were just newborns, and my mom wasn't fat at all because there really wasn't enough food to eat. You didn't have the obesity epidemic then that you do now, and my mom wasn't fat at all. And apparently my dad would tell my mom she was fat, and I think that contributed to an eating disorder that she had, which I will cover in another video. But my dad also didn't like the fact that me and my sister had weight problems. But back then, obesity, you didn't have the obesity epidemic that you have now, so we would not have been considered really fat. But he would make fun of us and say that we needed to eat less. And it's not really just a matter of eating less, and the reason why is because people eat less now than they did decades ago, and they have more problems with their weight. So it's not just a matter of eating less. And then because my dad would comment on our weight, my cousins would make fun of us as well, being fat. And we weren't fat like, nowadays there's an obesity epidemic, but we weren't fat like you would think. Like the things that they said about us, we weren't fat. But that had an effect on me. And then also I joined a career where you were not allowed to be fat. So I joined the United States Air Force, and I was not allowed to weigh over 138 pounds. And since I've got big bones, it was hard for me to keep to that weight restriction. And then when I was in the military, I would be in relationships with military men, and they wouldn't want me to weigh a lot either. So I would be in relationships with people who wanted me to be slim as well. And there was another issue that caused me to have a weight problem that I will cover in another video. I won't cover it in this video. But the thing is that my whole life I've been worried about my weight. And I had a friend, he's not my friend anymore, that he said that I was damaged because my parents imposed these unrealistic weight restrictions on me, which they didn't impose unrealistic weight restrictions on me. They were just concerned about my health, because it's not healthy to be overweight. But I do think there are a number of issues about my weight problem, and one of them was being neglected, because I read about neglected women or neglected children, and neglected children will tend to overeat. And so I was very neglected. I think that I said in my two previous videos that my parents didn't want children, and so I was very neglected. And I think that the neglect that I endured definitely had an impact on my weight, that if my parents didn't neglect me and to some extent abuse me, I probably wouldn't have the weight problem that I have now. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video because I've been talking 5 minutes. I've talked about what I wanted to talk about, which my dad was fat phobic. So if you like my video, please like and subscribe, and I will be talking about some more of my experiences in another video.